Welcome to the GoalZero Toolbox Talk series. Today's Toolbox Talk: Chainsaw and Chaps. A chainsaw's revving sound is unmistakable, and using one is inherently hazardous. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that roughly 36,000 people are treated annually in emergency rooms for chainsaw-related injuries. Before starting a chainsaw, it's important to follow a few rules. First, check the controls, chain tension, and all bolts and handles to be sure that everything is in good working order according to the manufacturer's instructions. Then, check that the chain is sharp and has enough lubrication. When you're ready to begin, set the chainsaw on the ground and never drop start it. Turn the tool on at least 10 feet away from a fueling area. When fueling a gas-powered chainsaw, refrain from smoking. Use a funnel to pour fuel into the chainsaw, and never fuel the tool when it is hot. Other general safety tips include: keep the path the chainsaw will make clear. Remove any dirt, debris, nails, small tree limbs or pieces of metal before cutting. Use the saw's chain brake, or shut off the chainsaw completely, when carrying it over rough or uneven terrain. Operate the chainsaw only when you have secure footing and keep your hands on the handles. Wear necessary personal protective equipment, including hand, foot, leg, eye, face, head, and hearing protection. Never wear loose clothing when operating a chainsaw. Be aware that branches under tension may spring out quickly when cut. Be careful not to let tree trunks or limbs bind against the saw. Know the saw may kick back, and never saw with the tip. If one is equipped, keep the tip guard in place. The chainsaw is one of the most efficient and productive tools when it comes to brush cutting and tree trimming or removal. It can also be one of the most dangerous. When a moving saw chain encounters the chaps, the outer shell quickly gives way and exposes the internal safety pad. Once in the safety pad, cutter teeth snag on its fibers. As the chain moves, some of the fibers are cut, while others get pulled from the weave. The fibers that are pulled from the weave slow the chain down. Many fibers get pulled into the sprocket cover on the saw motor, jamming it. All of this happens quickly but often buys the chainsaw operator just enough time to react and avoid serious injury. Even when an injury is not avoided, the chaps will typically reduce the severity of the injury and perhaps save a life. With use, chaps get dirty. They may also get soaked in gas, oil, and sweat. This reduces their cut protective qualities. To remove mud or dirt from the outer shell, first allow the garment to dry, then brush it off with a stiff bristle brush. To remove perspiration, light oil, or stains, it is important to follow the instructions listed on the manufacturer's label. Any time a chap is cut, it must be taken out of service and replaced. While it is easy to understand that the garment will not protect against another cut in the same location, what many chainsaw users don't realize is that even a small cut can reduce the effectiveness of the entire safety pad. This is because any cut will sever some of the protective fibers and pull others from the weave. Even if the next cut occurs in a different place on the chaps, some of the fibers will be missing and the remaining ones might be cut strands. Cut strands won't offer the same breaking effect as those that are full length because it is easier to pull them from the weave. Even a small cut can significantly reduce a chap's protective qualities. So, if your chaps are cut, they've done their job. Don't patch them, replace them.